A major WWE star is making their in-ring return at WrestleMania. A Raw superstar was maybe injured after a possibly botched finish last night, and a legendary tag team is getting their Hall of Fame induction. More on that later on. Yes, Andrew, it's time for some lovely morning news. Now, a major WWE star is making their in-ring return at WrestleMania. There was a bit of a clue before last night, though. There was a little... So you know when they put like the faces of the superstars on the side of the stadium up to leading up to WrestleMania? There was one figure there who was injured, and we were thinking, will he make Mania? Will he not? He's going to make Mania now.
He's going to make it.
It's Big Bobby Bob. It's Bobby Lashley. Whoa!
One of them, he gives it all that.
And as speculated, he will be facing Omos. Omos beat the Viking Raiders by count out in a handicap match. More on that later on.
Yes.
Basically, he said no one would be able to challenge him at WrestleMania. I'm too big. I'm too big a boy.
And when we see...
lost the ability to speak there.
Too big a boy.
He's just so tall. I'm like, whoa.
Well, do you know what? When Lashley came out, right, and confronted Omos, Lashley looked like a toy in comparison.
Almost
it's so
big,
strange to see Bobby Lashley look like the smallest person in the world when up against Omos.
They had a confrontation and Lashley got the better of it. Omos had to bail out the ring and head to the back, and it was later confirmed that the match is going to take place on the second night, I believe, of WrestleMania, on the Sunday.
Right, like Bobby Lashley getting a huge pop coming back as well. Obviously from injury, he lost the WWE Championship in such a rubbish way, bless him. But yeah, everybody was like, he got that baby face pop.
He did.
It was really cool to see.
It was. He deserves it because he's had a real career renaissance in WWE. I mean, you could argue even before coming back to WWE and Impact and things like that. So yeah, I think he deserves it. It's obviously not a title match or anything like that at WrestleMania, but it's a big one. We've been talking about this previously. I don't know who I want to win because I don't think either of them should lose. So it's a weird matchup for me.
I don't think either should lose either, but after the babyface pop that Lashley did get on Raw last night, I think Lashley's going to be the one to finally keel over Omos, because that's been the big thing as well, isn't it? Like everyone's been saying, nobody's actually like got Omos on his back yet. That sounds a bit naughty in a naughty way, but not in a naughty way.
I think he kind of knocked him over last night as well, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But no one's really gotten the better of Omos in singles competition. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That match was a weird one and may potentially have had a botched finish, which looked like it may have resulted in an injury. We're not really sure yet whether it was legit or not. It's a strange one. It was definitely a weird finish. So it was a handicap tag team match, or a handicap match against the tag team of the Viking Raiders, and Omos was against Eric in the ring. Eric was the legal man. He hit him with a clothesline.
Yep.
Eric looked shaken. Whether that was real or not, I don't know. He rolled out of the ring and took the count out loss. He just couldn't recover on the outside.
Couldn't get out.
Ivar went around to check on him, but did so in kind of a pro wrestler way. Like he was like, like he was over. It wasn't like he just rushed straight over, but it's hard to tell whether he was just improvising in the moment.
Yeah, I couldn't tell, because just the way that Eric rolled out of the ring as well was really slow, to the point where it kind of was like, is he really hurt himself? Has something happened? Maybe, concussion or something like that. I don't know, but
really good selling. Like
it was.
If it was legit, but obviously if it wasn't legit, but if it is legitimate, then obviously we hope that Eric's all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously the Viking Raiders have had their bad luck with injuries in the past as well, so hopefully it's nothing too serious if indeed it was real.
Fingers crossed.
It was a weird finish.
It was.
Also, Seth Rollins' WrestleMania plans have kind of been revealed. Not fully, perhaps. Not to the extent that many tuning into Raw would have wanted them to be revealed, maybe. But over the weekend, we saw Seth Rollins tweet a screenshot of a text message, a totally legitimate text message from Vince McMahon saying, it was a weird text message, Andrew.
Yep.
It was along the lines of, Seth, someone from my office will get in touch with you about a meeting coming up soon. The meeting will be at 9 a.m. on Monday. So someone in my office will be in touch. It's me.
It's me. Yeah, and at this time, this is when you will be here for.
So it was very weirdly worded.
Yes.
But then Seth turned up, and many people are speculating that it's going to be Cody Rhodes, of course, but that wasn't confirmed yet. All that was revealed last night is that we won't find out until the Saturday night who his opponent's going to be. Does that mean the match is going to be on the Saturday, or we'll find out on the Saturday and then it'll happen on the Sunday?
I think we'll find out on the Saturday and then it'll be on the Sunday. I don't know, though.
I don't know either, but
it's a strange one, because how Vince was wording it in the little video thing that they did, he was very much like, Seth Rollins is going to get his own main event. And I'm like, okay, but we know the main event's for night 1 and night 2.
Well,
so
but the main event's not the main event.
it's
Just because
okay.
you're in the band doesn't mean you're not
In the band.
So I don't know. It's one of those wishy-washy WrestleMania
Yeah.
main events. Like when they said what they said to Punk about the Undertaker match.
Yes, no, yeah,
Maybe
that's
it's one of
very,
them.
very true. That's very, very true. But, you know, like, I like that they're keeping it a surprise still. And they're not just announcing it. I like that they're doing that because WrestleMania, it needs some surprises. That's one of the best things about WrestleMania, you know?
Yes, and I don't want to step too far over the mark here, but I think the fact that they've teased it in this way means that it is more than likely going to be Cody.
That's true.
They've built it
that's
up
true.
so much.
Without a doubt, but I don't know what it is. I'm still like I'm quite pepped about, you know, when Cody's music finally hits.
Oh yes,
being like, oh, this is cool.
It'll be a huge moment
Yeah.
for certain, but that is also why I think that it must be him, because imagine if Seth's in the ring, everyone's waiting, who's it going to be? Here comes the money. Like it's gonna just, you know, it's not gonna have the same oomph as if it was Cody.
It's not as true.
But we'll find out. Speaking of WrestleMania matches, there was a new match confirmed for WrestleMania weekend last night. It was originally apparently supposed to be a 6-man tag between all 3 members of the New Day, and then Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch, formerly known as Pete Dunne. But instead, because of Big E's unfortunate injury, that means it's going to be a tag team match instead, with Kofi and Xavier Woods going up, or King Woods, excuse me, going up against Ridge Holland and Sheamus, just, I guess, accompanied by Butch. So,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Fair enough.
One of the big criticisms of WrestleMania in the past few years was that it was just going on so long.
Yeah.
Now they've split it into 2 nights, seemingly for good. It means you're going to sometimes get matches like this with relatively minimal build.
Yeah.
You know, they do have now the background of Big E's unfortunate injury, but it's not one of those long storylines that's being built up to. And I think that's just the natural downside of having to fill 2 nights of WrestleMania.
Yeah, me too. I'm wondering if some of these matches that are being announced as well, obviously with the 2-hour-long pre-shows that we've got on each night, some of them may just be bumped to that, or moved to that, demoted, should I say, to the pre-show.
I don't know if it's been announced for Mania, but I'm guessing we'll see a bigger SmackDown than usual as well, as we did last year.
I imagine so, yeah.
Maybe with one of the Battle Royals on it. And for me, the Battle Royals, I was sad when one of those was on SmackDown last year.
Yeah.
I think that should be a Mania. Even if it's the pre-show.
Me too. And again, with it being like a 2-hour pre-show now, there's more than enough time to have a substantial Battle Royal on the card anyway, you know, which would be good to see. But I don't know. I guess maybe people see it more on a SmackDown or a Raw than they would a pre-show of a WrestleMania, perhaps.
Possibly. Yeah.
But
I
then
suppose
again, the USA Network is showing the pre-show though, I think.
Oh, okay.
So that might, again, you know, there's enough people to watch it there too, which is kind of cool.
Fair enough. And finally, as well, big news ahead of WrestleMania weekend, of course. We know of some of the inductees into this year's class of 2022 for the WWE Hall of Fame, but it has been first announced apparently by David Shoemaker on theringer.com. Now, I like The Ringer. I think it's a wonderful website and everything, but WWE, you can break these stories yourself. Like, it is your Hall of Fame. You can do that. It's going to be the Steiner brothers, the Steiners, Scott and Rick.
Wow.
That's huge.
That is
For
huge.
multiple reasons, right? Okay, well, first of all, I will read the statement from WWE. The most successful tag teams must be completely in sync and possess an ability to almost read each other's thoughts. Arguably, no one can find that level of connection better than family. Enter celebrated University of Michigan alumni Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner, sibling competitors who donned on the headgear, brackets and/or mullet, and introduced an innovative in-ring style that helped them fight their way to the top of the mountain. Don't miss when the Steiners take their place in sports entertainment history during the 2022 WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony this Friday. They're worthy inductees 100%.
Without a doubt, I think they were very ahead of the time way back when, and it was really strange to see big men move like that as well, especially like Steiner with all the Frankensteiners and all that kind of stuff. Like it was
crazy.
Unbelievable.
Because people often look at, especially Scott Steiner, as you say, as like a bit of a, like almost like a meme, or like he's known a lot. He's known as much for his kind of latter career, where he was much more of like just a huge and sort of promo guy, as he was for his early career. So people might forget that actually this tag team were really seriously really good.
And probably like very innovative, especially for a lot of other tag teams to go on and do stuff in WWE as well, you know.
Yes. Now it's surprising, I think, not surprising but significant for 2 reasons. One, Scott's had a fractured relationship with WWE for a while.
Yes.
Notoriously not fond of Triple H, especially. But also because, well, not the current NXT champion, but the recent NXT champion is Rick Steiner's son.
It is.
Bron Breakker. they've got to get involved.
I think they've
with
got
this match.
to,
They've got to
at
get
some point.
involved.
Like you were saying,
Or
that,
just celebrate afterwards.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think
With Ziggler, you beat us. You beat my son. Get in, doll. No.
I'm very intrigued to see how Scott is going to be at the Hall of Fame, because he said lots of things in the past where, you know, the Hall of Fame is not very good. It's not real, therefore why should people care about it? Kind of thing, you know? He wants a very physical Hall of Fame where people can go and visit, which actually, you know what, that's pretty legitimate. That sounds really cool.
Oh man, and he's going to be on a live mic.
We'll see. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
A new
as well.
math promo.
We've seen people before recently appear, whether or not they were being inducted or inducting someone else. We've seen people who've had a bit of an iffy relationship, like Jim Cornette, for example. He inducted, I can't even remember off the top of my head. We've also seen Carlito as well.
Yes.
When he was kind of nowhere to be seen in the WWE landscape. So it's not unheard of.
No.
But it's a bit of Scott Steiner's a big example of somebody who they must have mended their bridges for him to
at one point he was banned, wasn't he, from the Hall of Fame as well?
Yeah.
He was on the picture thing.
Yeah, like a nightclub.
Like, don't let this man in.
So, we'll have to see how it goes. But thank you very much for watching this video. There will be more news, I believe, later on today as well, so keep an eye on the channel for that. And just look forward to WrestleMania, guys.
Yes.
WrestleMania. We'll see you soon. Bye.